Hi, good evening. Welcome to the webinar tonight that we are going to have is called How You Gonna Act. I'm so excited about it. I'm so glad you joined. So as you are joining, be sure to let me know where you are joining from. Hit me with the hey J hey in the comments as we give some young ladies more time to join. I am just going to go down a bit and be sure to share this webinar tonight is going to be so good. So I'm excited, and so be sure to share us out. As I said before, welcome to the webinar. Drop in the comments, hey Jay, Coach Jay, and let me know where you are joining us from tonight. I hope you had an amazing Monday or whatever day you're viewing this. I hope your day was great. We're going to get started here shortly. Just give me a few seconds to send it out a couple more places. And we are definitely going to get started soon. All right, as I said, we're going to get started again. Let's do this. So I'm going to start with the introduction, tell you a little bit about me, the coach, Coach Jay, and also the company. So let's go. Let's get started. Let's get started. As a certified life coach, my purpose is to mentor women through their life experiences and to tap into themselves and their true self. As a woman, I speak from experience concerning identity, confidence, and learning to vocalize my needs and wants. I assist women through J Hall Consulting Services by coaching them on how to address and overcome the challenges that hold women back from being their best selves. So tonight we will be discussing on how you gonna act for real, okay? How are you going to act for real? So the main topic is how you gonna act. I know you're kind of like, well, first she spelled it wrong, then she spelled gone wrong, and then act. Why she keeps saying act? I'm gonna tell you why in just a second. But be sure to drop the ones in the chat and let me know that you are still here with me. If you just tapped in, be sure to let me know that you're here. Hit me with the hey, Coach Jay, and let me know where you're viewing from tonight. I'm gonna give you a few seconds to do that. Thank you. Thank you. When you say you are going to do you, are you saying you are saying you are going to tap into the act of doing what you believe is the right decision for you, being yourself. So I did a webinar a little while ago that was saying you do you and do not apologize for it. And so the purpose of me kept having that webinar was to let you know, of course, you're going to say, I'm not going to do that anymore, or I'm not going to let them talk to me in that way anymore, or I'm going to do this from now on. I'm not going to do this. And you will give yourself the most amazing pep talk. But then, do you truly act? Do you truly do what you say to yourself, what you're not going to do anymore? Do you truly walk in or act on what you said you was going to do. You may not ever told a friend. You may have just said it to yourself. Like, I'm sick of them doing me this way and I'm not going to take it anymore. Or I'm tired of taking the abuse at work and I'm just not going to allow them to speak to me that way anymore. You say these things to yourself. It's not that you don't know what you want for yourself sometimes. Sometimes it's a matter of actually acting, doing the act, doing what you said you're not going to allow to happen to you again. That is where we're at tonight. It's more of you saying, it's so much more of you than you saying, I'm going to do this. And I'm not going to apologize for how I feel. I'm going to do this because this is how I feel. My feelings are valid. It's a matter of, okay, you said it. Now, how you going to act, okay? So how you going to act starts with you. It's not something that is someone else's responsibility. It starts with you. The question is, how you going to act? That starts with you. So ACT is an acronym that we're going to use. Is an acronym that we're going to use for tonight. And that is why I keep saying ACT, because I want it embedded in your head. The next time you say, I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to allow something, I want you to truly mean that thing. Mean it so much that you act accordingly, okay? You act right for real, okay? I want you to act right for real. So let's start with A. A is for accountability, okay? The obligation or willingness to accept responsibility for your actions is you acting. You are taking responsibility for whatever happened, all right? The obligation that you said that you was going to do. Yeah. So when you said you was going to do you and you're not going to apologize for it, you said, I will not allow them to treat me this way. You said, I will do this from now on instead of this. You said it. That was an obligation that you created to yourself. Now we're acting on it. So with that obligation, you hold yourself responsible for actually seeing it through. It's no one else's obligation, it's yours, okay? So the accountability piece, right, is the obligation or willingness to accept responsibility for your actions, okay? Consistency. C is for consistency. Carrying out the obligation until it is achieved. You don't just stop on it because it gets difficult. You don't just stop because someone told you that something else was easier. You don't stop because you're doing this for you, right? You said this is what you needed. You obligated yourself to it. So you're going to be consistent and carry it out until it's actually achieved. That is what you're going to do. And so T, and so, yeah, let me make sure I say, when you are carrying it out, the obligation till it's achieved, you create new healthy habits, right? That is the objective. You want to create a new healthy habit because you want it to be something that you hold to the longevity of it. It's something new. It's you walking into the new you. It's you walking into the person you said you was going to be. It's you not allowing things to take you out, right? Because you said, no, I'm going to do me and I'm not going to apologize for it. And so T is transition, okay? To change or shift from one state, subject, place to another, moving forward. So now that you are accountable to what you said, you're being consistent and you're acting, you're carrying out the obligation until it's achieved, creating the new habits. And so guess what happens now? You're transitioning, you're changing, you're shifting, you're becoming the person, you're becoming obtaining the goal that you said you wanted to obtain. So now you're moving forward. So it's not just about you doing you, it's about your acting, doing the act for you to move forward, okay? So the quote that I give you guys tonight is, it's not only what you say you're going to do that matters. It's also what you actually do that matters most. Yep. We say a lot of things. Some people say, you can say whatever, but action speaks louder than words. That's real. It's not only what you say you are going to do that matters. It's also what you actually do that matters most. Okay? So how are you going to act? How are you, right? Nobody else. How are you going to act? So when did Coach J start responding to the question herself? Okay. When did Coach J start responding to how you gonna act herself? I started responding and acting when people kept letting me down. When I held an expectation to people, expecting them to do the exact same thing that I would do for them, when they kept letting me down and not doing, I lowered the expectation and I started acting where it wasn't them who I expected to help me and to get me out of a place. It was me. I pointed the finger back at me and I did the work that I needed to do where I no longer, I heard them say, oh, I got you. Oh, I got you, sis. Oh, don't worry about it. I got it. And then every single time I put the expectation of they got it for me. They got it for me. I don't have to worry. They got it for me. And I got let down. I no longer kept allowing myself to be in that place of allowing the expectation for them to be higher to help me than my own expectation for myself. So I started to act. I held myself accountable. I started being consistent, and then I started seeing a whole new me, the me that I always wanted to see, okay? Once I realized there was more for me in life, oh, say less. All right? Once I realized that there was more to me than just being mommy. There was more to me than just helping other people. There was more to me than the regular, average stuff that everybody averagely do, that like you see on TV. There was more to me than, oh, I'm acting accordingly. When I knew that my testimony, my experiences, my pain points was something that I need to share with other ladies. I knew that I stepped into my purpose. Oh, I'm acting accordingly. I'm doing whatever it takes to get into the room for the woman to hear me, or see something that is going to uplift them in any way. So yeah, my confidence changed. And I'm acting accordingly, for real. I'm acting right for real. So once I realized that there was more to me than what I used to see or what I saw before I knew who I was, right? I thought I was just the titles that I carried. That wasn't me. I know who I am. So only I can make it happen for real. When I realized that the things I wanted in life, no one can give me those things but me, I started acting right for real. So when you realize these things for yourself, it's on you to be accountable to yourself. Stop putting the expectation on others. Stop putting the expectation on your job. Stop it, right? It's time for you to be accountable to you, for you to be consistent with you. Be patient with yourself as well. But then also watch how beautiful the transition unfolds once you do those things, okay? So it's time to act right for real. It's time to start saying all of the great things or the right things to say in the moment. The moment's passed. Once the moment passed, are you going to allow that moment to come back and hit you again? Or are you going to step into the accountability, step into your consistency, and watch the beautiful transition of it? So drop the ones in the chat if you really ready to act right for real. You really ready to step into being accountable for yourself. Be consistent with what you said, right? Honor the obligation that you gave to yourself. If you can honor other people, if you can honor your job, if you can honor other situations, right? As the Bible says, if you can honor your mother and father, honor thy mother, thy father, then you honoring God, honor yourself as well. It's important. Watch what beautiful thing comes out of the accountability and the consistency. Watch what beautiful thing comes out of that. So, in my takeaways to you, thank you. In my takeaways to you, I want you to know it is more. It is so much more. It's so much more, right? Than you just saying, I'm going to do better. Or you just saying, I'm going to do me. It's more than you saying, I'm not going to let her handle or he handle me like that again. It's more than you saying, I deserve. It's more than you saying, I am confident, I am bold. It's more than saying these things. You know I'm big on affirmations, but it's more than you saying the affirmations. Once you say it, how you going to walk in it? How you going to act, honey? How are you going to act so that you can actually see the thing that you said? Okay? You said, I am going to be whole, healed for real, happy for real, all right? Love for real. Okay, you say these things, but what obligation are you going to hold to yourself in order for you to be able to see this beautiful transition? How you going to act? Okay? I got to this place because I acted a certain way. Some people liked it, some people didn't. It's fine because guess what? I had an obligation to myself, and it didn't matter what anybody else thought or cared. It don't matter. Is the act, the accountability, consistency, and transition, is it going to be a smooth ride? Not always. But how strong is your obligation to yourself? How important are you to you? When you know these things, you know how to stick with the obligation that you said. You're willing to carry that thing out no matter what. That is what I'm asking you to do tonight. Stop saying it. Action speaks louder than words, right? Stop saying and start doing. I ain't saying, okay, wait, let me fix that. Don't stop saying. You need to keep saying, but you actually need to show some actions towards what you're saying. What are you waiting on? If you're saying it and they're not putting no actions to it, what are you really waiting on? Are you waiting on somebody to do it for you? They may come through, they may not. Then where are you at? Are you going to allow the excuse to be the reason that you don't obtain what you said you wanted? Or are you going to actually allow yourself to receive what you want by doing it for yourself? How you going to act starts with you. Okay? So our affirmation for this webinar is I'm going to act right for real. Okay? Drop that in the chat if you believe that in your heart of hearts tonight, that you are going to act right for real. I'm so excited for you. I cannot say enough how excited I am for you. You are always going to be amazing, right? You believe it, you say it to yourself. Now act like you're amazing. Act like you're confident. Act like you're bold. Act like you are the head and not the tail. Act like you are just amazing in every way. Act like you're healed. Okay? Act like you're really happy. Act like you're really loved. Act like it. That is what we need from you. That is what I need from you. If you're not really sure how to get to that place, if you're not really sure how to be accountable to yourself just yet, or you don't know what consistency looks like, you don't know how to get from saying what you want, you don't know how to get from saying that I'm whole to actually being whole. You don't know how to get from saying it into the place of acting. So now, guess what? Book a consultation with me. Let's have a conversation, because I promise you, I can give you the tools to get you where you're not just saying it, but you're truly acting and walking in the transition. I did it for me. I can only speak on it because I mastered it for me. And let me show you the tools that I use so you can master it for you as well. Okay? All right. Thank you for joining the webinar tonight. I so appreciate you. I know we stopped a little early tonight, but that's okay. I thank you. I appreciate you. But you got to meet, you know exactly what it was about tonight. I want to say thank you. Thank you. Oh, look at that. She was like, I'm going to act right for real. That's what I'm saying. Act right for real. Again, thank you all for being part of this webinar tonight. I hope you got some good information. I cannot stress enough how amazing you are. I may be back next month with another webinar, but until then, book the consultation. Go to awomansexperience.com and book the consultation with your girl, Coach Jay. I promise you, I will help you, give you the tools to get you where you need to be, right? You're tired, you need balance. Here I go. You want to be happy and whole for real? Here I go. All right. You want to just move forward. You in a stuck place. Here I go. Coach Jay, here I am. Let's have that conversation. All right. Talk to you guys really soon. Thank you for joining. And have an amazing day, evening, whatever time you are.